spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's time to get into formation. We gotta get ready for the battle. So call on your brothers and sisters. We gotta turn back to the scriptures. Stop making it all about you. Them preachers, they got it confused. Come out of her. Cause Yahuwah is our deliverer. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed, cause nobody's perfect. We're called by his name. We're called by his name. Seek him to be worthy. We should be coming together. There's power and unity. It's time to come into the order, cause we are a living prophecy. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. Lace up them boots. We gotta move, step, move, put on camouflage. We gotta be wise. Open your eyes to the most high in the skies. We must stop arguing, it's irrelevant. We must live in the Torah, it's heaven sent. He will put it in your heart, fulfilling the word of the new covenant. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed, cause nobody's perfect. We're called by his name. We're called by his name. Seek him to be worthy. We should be coming together. There's power and unity. It's time to come into the order, cause we are a living prophecy. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel. Shalom to y'all. Happy to see y'all tuning in. We got a good show for you today, as you could tell by the title. Like I said, we coming straight down the middle, and we not veering left or right. We just clearing up any of the unclear spots that are out there with all this bubblegum candy doctrine that's being taught out here. We're coming down the middle, and we are making sure people are, I want to make sure people know how to discern the difference between sound doctrine and feel-good doctrine, okay? And for themselves, and do it according to the word, because there is a lot of feel-good bubblegum candy doctrine out there, and it really gets me angry, because I see the effects it has on our people. I see the results of it, and a lot of time I have to deal with the results of it, as far as counseling people and just showing them that, because it does a lot of damage, but just showing the people, hey, it's not you. You got to humble down, because what happened, you were deceived. You were told, you were given a doctrine that was very subtle and deceptive, and it's easy to be destroyed and mess your life up with these types of doctrines. So it's like, yeah, it's widespread out there, and it's why, like I said, our people in the condition they're in. Real fast, shalom to Shaya Israel. Shalom, good to see you over there on Facebook. On YouTube. And man, you're hooking on Yasha Allah. Shalom. Caroline Middleton, good to see you on there. Shalom, sis. Booker Tuve to Baruch Brown. Cynthia Tatum, shalom. Santawa, shalom, sis. Robin Milligan, shalom, good to see you there. Juanita, shalom. Booker Tuve to you again, Sister Santawa. Asa, shalom, good to see you there. Baruch Brown, good to see you there. Robin, shalom. All right, but what I want to do, I'm a go through a shalom, Vicky, good to see you there. Watchers King, my man. But what I'm gonna shalom, Chad, good to see you in there watching. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go through a whole. I'm gonna just show you a bunch of different areas where, because they're teaching, Candyland doctrine, this sugary doctrine, I'm gonna show you why we are destroyed in all these different areas, and a lot of these areas you've heard me teach before, and but I'm gonna just show you some typical areas where you don't hear any teaching on, and the areas where, if I said go in here and search this out on the internet and see if you see anybody teaching on this, you wouldn't be able to find anybody teaching on it. If you did, it'd be real watered down and obscured, and they'd be twisting scripture real hard. Well, the Most High is not the author of confusion. And when you hear these people twisting stuff, and you're trying to hang on because they're going around so many twists and turns and trying to make it good for your emotional state, that's when Satan's in there. The devil's in the details. So when they got all these weird details that don't line up, you already know that is not of the Most High Yah. And one of the main areas I see this in is relationships. And that's one of the elephants in the room in the Hebrew community, in the black community. It's called the black community, period. Especially, and we'll get into it, but if you want to accelerate the destruction and the end of your relationship, go to a Christian church. Most of them, the majority of them, go there, and you could get your relationship obliterated quick, because they're gonna tell you exactly what not to do in there. And why am I saying that? Why are you saying that, Mike? Because I've experienced it firsthand. Eyewitness report here. Okay, so we got a scripture. I'm going to bring it up for y'all. It's 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." So we do it precept upon precept. You hear people bring that out, but you can wrongly precept stuff. You can wrongly divide the word of truth. And the thing is, spiritual combat, one of the main things I want to do is empower you to be able to discern right from wrong on your own. Be leery when somebody comes on and say, see, you're out there on your own. You need to be up under me. Super apostle, bishop, master, sergeant, reverend so-and-so, 20 with PhDs and doctorates and all these other letters in front of their name, and they can't tell you how to get out of a daggone paper bag. But they know how to shake that money out your pocket. These people who are saying you need them to understand stuff, that's a big red flag. You already know you getting ready to get some candy cane, you know, feel good, emotional manipulation doctrine on you. Okay? What I want to do is just show you that the Most High did not give you all this stuff between your ears, this big brain and all that stuff, to be a big dummy up under one of these bigger dummies. Okay? He gave you all this so you could discern right from wrong. He gave you this book and made it very simple so that you can navigate through all these wolves in sheep's clothing so you don't get devoured out here. The reason the book appears, the reason the Most High's word seems so hard to understand, and it could sometimes seem intimidating to get understanding on his word, is because of all the manipulation stacked on top. Let me see. Look, this is how we looking at the word. Like, we got like 4 pairs of blurry glasses, and like we're trying to read this like piece of paper through all these cloudy, obscured pairs of glasses. And all spiritual combat is doing is saying, take them off, take them off. All right, here. Now read it. Oh. That's all I'm trying to do. I ain't trying to get y'all up under me. I ain't trying to build nothing. I ain't got no agenda outside of that. It's to help you get your mind right. And then y'all can move on and help other people take all these glasses off and see the word clearly. Okay? I'm not trying to build nothing else inside of the Most High Yah's structure that he already set up. The book says he's not the author of confusion. So, rightly dividing the word. And before I even get started, let me tell y'all this. And let me tell you something else also. If y'all got any scriptures or questions or input, go ahead and put them in there, because this is it's a open discussion. You know what I'm saying? We're not sticking to a rigid, topic like that. But rightly dividing the word. Okay? When you read this word, when I'm showing you these scriptures, read a paragraph up, read a paragraph below, read the chapter before, read the chapter after. You see what I'm saying? Read the whole chapter in context. To make it's so simple, because 90% of the verses out there that are hard to understand, there aren't too many verses I've ran into the word where if you read a verse up or the verse before and the verse after, if you read that, it'll be like, oh, okay, I see what they're saying. And then everybody else will be saying something else, but you're like, but it does say that, so why are they saying that? You'll see where they're wrongly dividing stuff, and then you'll see the agenda behind it, and then you'll follow that agenda to money. It'll always be money, So most of the time you can read a verse up or a verse down and get its proper context. Some more difficult ones, you'll have to read the whole chapter. And there's a couple end time prophecy verses where I read the chapters before leading up to it, or sometimes read the whole book. But it's really that simple. If the Most High Yah says he's not the author of confusion, he's not the author of confusion. But these pastors and master chief bishop, apostle, anointed, called out, prophetess, and all this other crap, they are authors of confusion. And you will know them by their fruits. Look at the sin that the people around them are struggling with. You see what I'm saying? And it'll be the exact stuff they ain't speaking on. All right? So let me see what y'all put in there. All right. Yeah, so Sister Caroline, she put wolves in sheep's clothing, teaching and mixing lies with the truth. Exactly. For profits, for filthy lucre's sake. That's right, sis. So Watchers King, he put, study to show yourself approved unto Yah, a workman that needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word, but shun profane and vain babbling. That's good. I'm glad you put that in there. Vain babbling, for they will increase unto more wickedness. Unto more. So, listen, I'm glad, Watchers King, I'm glad he put that in there. It said shun profane babbling. Let's pull those definitions up, okay? All right. So it says, related or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical, secular, rather than religious. When people are just going on about stuff that ain't hitting on biblical truth. And I gotta go to it. All right. Is like when you hear these preachers in these churches just and they just on and running on about stuff, but it ain't hitting on nothing. The example I gotta give is, again, when it comes to relationship or you getting yourself developed, or you got like people like me, and I know y'all can relate to it. I went to church for 27 something odd years. And at that when I turned 27 years old, I consciously said, I was like, you know what? I'm done with church. I'm gonna just go out in the world and try to figure out who I am, how I need to operate and respond in situations, how to deal with women, why I don't have successful relationships with women. I said, I'm going to just go to the world and figure it out. And what I didn't realize, it was the Most High Yah taking me on a path to eventually bring me back to his word in truth, to be willing to look through all the profane babbling out there that I had gotten for 27 years of people just doing these watered down, stupid, silly messages that were meant to just build up it pisses me off even thinking about it now. So you like, this dude had that truth sitting right there in front of him to where it could have showed me how to walk as a biblically masculine man, how to deal with my woman and attract a good woman, how to operate in my marriage and get my house under biblical rulership. Like, all that information is in there and it's plain and clear, but these stupid clowns won't teach it. No, they want to be in there jumping around on stage, manipulating you, acting like, all right, I ain't gonna name call, but it pisses me off. These dudes, it's vain babbling. They not giving you steak. They not giving you potatoes. They giving you cupcakes and sugar. You know, cupcakes and ice cream. It's a cupcake and ice cream doctrine. And it pisses me off. And that's why I done parked the spiritual combat. I done set up the spiritual combat camp on these false prophets. Like Yehukanan Yashala, like that hat he got. False prophet, I see you. Check out that shirt he got. He got a shirt and a hat. It's a false prophet, I see you. And that's what I want y'all to be able to do. I want y'all to be able to see these false prophets. These people who not telling you anything that's going to be able to help you. You shouldn't be able to go on spiritual combat and any of these other ministries. I know you can go on spiritual combat and do this. You can go on spiritual combat and have an issue in your life. You could be like, because I set this up for some of the stuff I went through. Like me, I was single for years. I struggled when I would meet a woman, I'd struggle in a relationship. She wouldn't be attracted to me. You could go to one spiritual combat message. I'm breaking stuff down in the word, and you could get that area in your life rectified right there within however long the message is. You could go to some of these people's pages and sit there and watch hours of their messages. And the only thing it's going to do to you is have you thinking you need to be up under them and give them money and be part of their ministry and all that. That's all it's going to do, because they got a bunch of subliminal witchcraft programming in there, and it's vain babbling, and they ain't teaching this word. I'm all about us as a nation and all that, because that's a big part of our identity too. But the first step in us coming together as a nation is us getting our minds right. If I'm a man and I'm struggling with lust and I'm addicted to porn and I can't control myself, how am I going to be around other women and children? You can't build a nation like that. If you some lust-filled perv, you know what I'm saying? If I'm a woman and I'm wrestling with all this, with the rape and the molestation that happened to me, and the unforgiveness and the bitterness, how am I going to come together with other women and men and stuff like that when I'm wrestling? I got all these personality hang-ups and I can't be myself and I'm sensitive and everything bothers me. We have to work through that stuff. They're not teaching on that. They want to keep you in that hurt so that they can shake that, they get after that paper. You know what I'm saying? That agenda is real. Let me see. The word will weed them out. Rob Milligan said, there is a change of connection when you listen. It says it's just a distraction for the truth. And these dudes is going after that paper, man. That's what you gotta follow. That's what you gotta. One of the things you gotta look at, like the title of this lesson. One of the things you gotta look at when you're determining, hey, is this dude teaching sound doctrine? Is follow the money. Follow the money. You know what I'm saying? Follow the money, and that'll tell you what's going on. All right, Watchers King, he put a verse in here. Let's see what you got here. You said John 16:13, still have much to tell you, but you cannot yet bear to hear it. However, when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth. For he will not speak on his own, but he will, he will not speak on his own, but he will speak what he hears, and he will declare to you what is to come. He will glorify me by taking from what is mine and disclosing it to you. So check this out. Because you got a lot of these pastors going around, yeah, I got the Spirit, and the Spirit this, and the Spirit that. How you going to know if they got the Spirit? How y'all going to know if he got the Spirit? I'm going to show y'all. Let me get. All right, I'm going to pull up a verse for y'all. All right, I'm glad you put that in there. I'm going to show y'all how y'all know. All right. Because I want y'all to, let's see. All right. We are going to go to that same book. Let me see. All right. So here we go. This is, I'm putting it up on the screen for y'all. It says John 6:63. So John chapter 6, verse 63. Okay. Just bear with me. I'm just resetting something here. Making sure it's working right. Okay. All right. All right, that's cool. So, it says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are truth. Not me. Not, because see, this is one of the tricks that some of these pastors be using. It's called association. It's another one of them manipulative tricks they use. That's neurolinguistic programming, basically. But what they do is association. So they'll read a scripture like this and act like what you'll do is the way they say it to you, you'll associate it with them subconsciously if you're not aware. So they'll say, because the words I speak to you, they are spirit and they are true. And they tuning up and acting like soft retards up there. And they're manipulating you. They're doing witchcraft on you because in your mind, you know, and you'll see the women up there, oh, Jesus, oh, preacher, pastor. Yeah, that's truth, you know. That's association. You're associating that scripture to them. They do it all the time. And I'm not doing that with this scripture. What I'm telling you is the words that are written in this book, in the Bible, they are spirit and they are truth. Okay? And as here it said, they are spirit and they are life. Okay? And the thing is if you want to know what somebody is telling you or teaching you is truth, know this book. Make sure it lines up with the book. Because there's a lot of false prophets out there. And if what I'm saying don't line up with the book, check me on it. I encourage you. Because I'm not sitting here trying to declare to you that I am the Most High and I'm your spiritual daddy or your spiritual uncle or granddaddy or the Pope or the black, you know, ghetto Pope or whatever these dudes, these clowns be trying to say they are to you. I'm not declaring that. I'm just I'm just a brother trying to wake y'all up and make sure y'all don't get led astray. I ain't slapping no titles on myself. I'm just standing here trying to make sure y'all don't get devoured by these wolves out there, because there's a lot of them. And the wolves, yeah, they be having on the sheep clothing and all that, you know. And I'm just showing y'all how to identify them. If it don't line up with this word, back off from them, or correct them, or check them. And if what I'm saying don't line up with this word, check me, holla at me, come get at me. And all these people on here who are watching, there's a lot of them on here who have come to me and they can testify. I don't try to manipulate them or get all angry and crazy. And Sister Deborah, she hollered at me one time about something I was teaching. And we had a nice, long, fruitful talk on the phone. She's in there, Sister Deborah Swart. She's in there right now watching. She'll tell you. You can holler at me. And it ain't going to be, shall a man rob God? And throwing all these weird scriptures out there and you feeling all manipulated because you questioning a man of God. I mean, they do that. Man, me and one of my ox were talking, man, these dudes line up perfectly with sorcerers and wizards and warlocks and witches. These manipulation techniques to control you, that's what it is. And I'm telling you, it's widespread out there, man. All right, Cynthia put, I'm still going to church, being truthful, but everything I have been learning different, I've shared with my leader, And for some reason, 2 years now, he has been talking about these pagan holidays. No, he tells the people it's not biblical. 2 years now, he stopped celebrating. I'm sharing change, right? So, Sister Cynthia, what you're saying is you've been pointing this stuff out to your leader, and he's been making, to your church leader, and he's been making changes. So go ahead and confirm that with me when you get a chance. And if that's the case, and he's beginning to change and make changes to it, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. That he's going in the right direction. You know. And let me tell you this. Something else I want to hit on real fast is leaders, and leadership. I think I hit on it a little bit yesterday, but leadership, there's a difference between, hold on, let me check something real quick. I don't want to come out of, okay. There's a difference between leadership and dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? I know I did that lesson on it yesterday. But there's a difference. Okay? Hold on, let me check something. I'm going to check something real quick. But, all right. Yeah, like what I taught yesterday, there's a difference between leadership. Understand that. And what this world considers leadership. Biblical leadership is just doing it first. Walk it like you talk it. So you've done it like me. I've been through all the relationship issues, and I just lead y'all in the direction, in a biblical direction, to get your relationships right, or whatever you're dealing with right. Same thing. Leadership is not dictatorship or man worship. A lot of these so-called church leaders are just idols. They've made themselves idols for you to worship. That's what it is. That's what it is. I just said it. Go look and see if what I'm saying is true. All right. And that was what the lesson was on yesterday that I brought out. Okay. But I'm just hitting on that again. All right. And it was heavy because I want to pull the veil back on this manipulation. It's gonna serve a twofold benefit. Number one, it's gonna wake y'all up so y'all stop getting misled. Number two, it's gonna cut down on my counseling big time. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's see. So Sister Deborah, she wrote, "How amazing! I was just thinking of believers riddled with guilt and no idea of a way out. This causes a broken body of believers." Man, that's good. That is so good. That is literally what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I've experienced that. That's what they do. They put guilt on you. Again, it's called Neurolinguistic programming. And there's good aspects, there's good uses, but it's powerful when it's used for evil too. And one of the techniques is guilting you, making you feel guilty for not following and being obedient to that Bible teacher. Oh, and some of y'all going around and y'all listening to all these, having many teachers, and they quoting verses and throwing verses, and the man of God and this, that, and you ain't up on it, and you sitting there like starting to feel like a sick duck over there, like, because they're literally reaching inside you linguistically and teetering, messing with your emotions to keep you on to them. That is the witchcraft that's going on out there today. And I'm telling you, his burden's easy. It's not like that. Like that is what people have been, because it's so widespread, they think that's the norm. That's wickedness. That's so heavy. I'm glad she put that in there because it articulated exactly what I wanted to get on with the message I did yesterday and today. They use, and I showed you with those two books, and if you haven't seen them, you need to see them. 48 Laws of Power and The Art of Seduction. It's techniques, different techniques. Deborah said is one of them, to make you feel guilty. They got different techniques they use to keep you on to them. And it's insidious. It's just witchcraft. And these people are deceived. They don't realize they're doing witchcraft. I don't think, a lot of them don't. There's some that do. There's some that do. They know, but they want men worshiping them. So it's like a drug to some of these people. You can see it when they get up there. All right? And it's so, again, I got to say it again, it's so widespread, and we've encountered it so much, we just take it as the norm. Well, that's just the way pastors are. And, they give themselves these grandiose titles where it's like writing a paragraph out. It's like writing out a paragraph when you write all the crap they got before their name. Chief, Professor, Master, Bishop, Apostle, Doctor, Lawyer, Commander, CEO, Reverend, blah. All these, all that plays into creating this thing that it keeps you magnetically attracted through your emotions to them. And another part of that is not teaching sound doctrine. And I've read that in one of those books yesterday. In one of the things is like, keep them dumb. Don't keep them messed up and weak. Like, so they can you can keep them on you. So what they do, they build congregations of weak people. Congregations of sinners. And it's a dangerous place to be, because you got men in there wrestling with lust and hurt women. And it's a dangerous place for you to be at, because these people could hurt you or your family. Okay? 100. I'm telling you, it's the elephant in the room. I'm just putting it 100. We got to get folks right. It says, let not... So Watchers King put a good verse in there. He said, let not the greediness of the belly nor lust of the flesh take hold of me, and give not over me your servant into an impudent mind. That's good. I'm gonna pull up that word for y'all. All right, and let me show y'all this. I'm gonna give y'all, and that verse he put in there was Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, verse 20, chapter 23, verse 6. Okay, so Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, same thing in Apocrypha. Chapter 23, verse 6. Okay. And impudent means not showing due respect for another person. Okay. So, lacking modesty. That's a better definition. Okay. And, I could go into, you see the women, I've been, back before I came into the truth, I went to Eddie Long's church. Like after I got out the military, I went there. And bruh, them chicks, yeah, the way they come up in their dress, forget about it. I mean, that's another sign. You'll see the way the women dress. They all whored out. You know, spandex is the new skirt. You know, you know, it's loose living out there. There ain't no standard. There's no moral code. And again, I was breaking it down in that book yesterday. In order for these types of people to flourish, they got to have chaos and sin and no moral standard around them in order for them to flourish. Okay? It's all through them little wicked books. They so-called church building handbooks that they use. I'm telling you, the church building handbook is 48 Laws of Power and The Art of Seduction. And then any other book Robert Greene wrote. All right? That's called the church building handbook because I've seen it implemented step by step to a T with a lot of these pastors out here. And like I said, I don't recommend studying the book, but there's a website you go to where it just got like the summaries of all the chapters, and you're gonna be like, whoa. Trust me, I've gotten some people contacted me because they watched the video, because I've done a couple videos on it, and it blew their mind. Like they were like, wow, we didn't know this. Yeah, but it's going down. All right. To the law and to the testimony is okay. I don't know what verse that, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, Sister Deborah, she put, if they do not speak according to, it is because there is no light in them. So yeah, if they don't speak according to the law and to the prophets, then, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Once you read the book, you study the word, you'll see like certain things, there's no way they can fool you on. Like the stuff that are the biggest issues among our nation is in the Bible so many times that there's no way to misunderstand the message they're coming with, especially relationship stuff. And that's one of the biggest areas we struggle with in our nation. Robin Milligan put, a lot of thieves out there, they would rather steal your soul or cause you to stumble than for you to learn. Thank you, Ak. Couldn't have said it better. These people don't care. See, you gotta do it with me too. You gotta look at what's going on, what I'm doing, and say, well, what could Mike's agenda be? What's his agenda? Like, is Mike after that paper? Look, you see the PayPal thing up there. I might be after that paper. Question it. Is Michael Israel after that paper? Is spiritual combat, like, what's his agenda? You know, is he trying to be the next master chief, super professor, bishop? I'm your daddy. I'm your spiritual daddy, apostle, you know, whatever the heck. Am I trying to be that? Question everything, man. Because folks is wicked. Make sure I ain't anybody around you, man. And especially when they start doing all this subliminal manipulation and saying, oh, you ain't, and you better tune in tomorrow. Because if you don't tune in tomorrow, you're going to hell, you know? And even the camps be like, oh, if you ain't with them, you ain't in the truth. Your daggone warning lights should go off all over your daggone brain and stuff, you know. But trip off this. I watch the same people talking about the camps. They be doing the exact same thing. The only difference, the reason why I can respect the camps, especially ISUPK. ISUPK come out and straight tell you, if you ain't with us, you ain't in the truth. Like, they don't even hide it. I can respect that. But these wicked pastors, that's doing the Christian thing, oh man, that stuff be so smooth. And the book, there's that verse that says, take advantage of silly women. They manipulate these simple women. And you see it. A lot of their ministries is made up of mostly women. Because they take advantage of them. And they wouldn't dare do a message like this. They wouldn't dare, because that hit that paper. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. If you do not... So yeah, and they don't mind, man. These people don't care. Like, you could see, like, once you notice and you really begin discerning the spirit, you could just, like, for me, I could watch a couple minutes of somebody's message and be like, whoa. And I've seen some wicked ones in the Hebrew Israelite community and all that, you know. So let's see. Rogers King, if a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before Yahuwah, before the priests and the judges. All right? And that's another thing. We're going to get into that too. Between the judges, which shall be in those days diligent, will make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and has testified falsely against his brother. So, and that's the other thing, because what did Christ say? The weightier matters, one of the weightier matters, he said, is judgment. Judging. Like, being able, a lot of people are skewed in their judgment because what? They ain't got their minds right. So they can't give a good judgment on stuff. And that's one of the reasons we need to put something together where we have judges and like establishment to deal with issues, you know. Let's see, and most don't teach from or in the spirit, but from a fresh. Yeah, and Robin said most don't teach from the spirit, okay? But how you going to know if somebody's teaching from the spirit? Compare what they're saying to what the word says. It ain't complicated. They act like you don't know. They want to play you like you dumb. If you know how to read, and you do, and you got this brain, you could just go in the book. And now it's even simpler. You could type in what they say on the internet, and it'll come up with verses, and you could go in the book and find them out. It's so simple. But their witchcraft has gotten so powerful also. But as they ramp up their little witchcraft, Most High Yah gonna ramp up the truth even higher. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it ain't gonna be, well, Chief Master Apostle chosen from Christ, you know, he said he was one step below Christ and over us all, and you know, and that's why I did it. No, that ain't what you're gonna be able to say when you at judgment. He's like, nah, he's like, I gave you Google, I gave you audio Bibles and literal Bibles, and you still followed this clown that was led by Satan, you know. Yeah, the mind program people, because, yeah, by the intonation and pause, they bypass the front. Exactly. So, Sister Deborah has studied psychology or psychiatry. I think it's psychology, whatever. But she's literally breaking this down in the scientific stuff. You know what I'm saying? So she wrote, yeah, they mind program people because by their intonation and pauses, they bypass the frontal cortex. That it's a NLP mass mesmerizing, hypnotizing program. So it's called Tonality. Okay? Like, for instance, I can say, hey, y'all need to make sure y'all go do this. Or I can say, hey, y'all need to make sure you do this. Like, all that stuff is a type of tonality, the tuning up, and Bishop Eddie Long was a master of this. He'd be like, and then you will go. You know, and I'm telling you, go watch his videos, and you would watch the women just go berserk. And he wouldn't even be saying anything. He'd just be like, and then you go over here. And then you go. And then you go. And you'll see the people's emotion go right with it. Bishop Eddie Long was a master warlock. Go back and watch it. Like, he was scary. Because I remember, let me tell you about that. And these are false prophets. This is witchcraft. Look, I started going to his church right after I got out of the active duty Air Force. I moved down to Georgia with my mother. She was like, you gotta go to this church. You gotta check this church out. So we went. You know, I'm sitting there, and it's kind of, he's a normal, you know, he's all right, whatever. And that was before he moved into his big church. Then I got in the Air National Guard. So I moved from Atlanta to South Georgia. And I didn't go back, you know, because I went to the church maybe once or twice. I didn't go back to that church for 3 or 4 more years or something. When I came back, he was in that mega church. And he did a whole, like, and I only went there one time or a couple times. But the messages had changed. It was all that. It literally, it wasn't no scripture or no message. There was, like, there was no message. Like, you couldn't even boil down what the message was about. It was all NLP manipulation. It was all, yeah, and wow. And like, it was weird. It was all pure witchcraft. I'm talking about the whole message was, if I said, hey, so what was the message about? Oh, like, because I asked my mother, I was like, well, what was the message about? He's like, oh, no, he was just in the spirit, the whole message. Dude, he was divining on these people. He was manipulating these people, and he was great at it. That's why that church was so big in ATL. I'm telling you, bruh, go back and watch some of his messages, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Like this sister said, he was doing them pauses and all that, and people, you can program people with that, especially women. Like, because when we went to his church the second time, I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, Ma, why this dude got a Jheri Curl Wig on? And she was like, Michael, just listen to the message. I'm like, wait, but Ma, the dude got a Jheri Curl Wig on. Like, I couldn't get past that. See, this is why women need a spiritual cover. They need that man over them. Okay, this is why that pastor, that's why these manipulators got to come in your house and get your woman and turn her against you. Because they know you'll see right through her. Men are not as susceptible, masculine men, emotional, soft, feminized, gay, homosexual men are easily manipulated by this because they in their emotions. But a logical dude, like a dude off the streets, like a street dude, a thug, the so-called thugs y'all want to call them, but I call them the future prophets, the real future warriors. We're not subject to that. Like when the dudes start talking, I'm watching everything else and I'm listening to stuff, and my emotions are way in the back in a guarded cage. Like, I'm like, dude, you a clown. I'm like, man, why are your pants so tight? You know, I'm peeping everything out. I'm like, yo, man, why is he moving his hand like that? Why is he jumping around and acting like a woman? I'm like, what is he actually saying? Okay, he ain't even saying nothing. He just like acting, and the women will be like, oh, he's okay. You know, I'm like, let's go. That's why women need a spiritual cover. That's why they know they got to bind that strong man in order to conquer that house. You know? I'll tell the women quick, if your man, if you're a woman and you're married and you're watching Spiritual Combat Ministries and you're not obedient to your husband and you fussing that, you know, y'all hear my teachings. Like, if your husband was not in this truth, but he heard my teachings, he'd encourage you to keep listening. Because I'm going to tell you to be respectful to him. You better not be nagging him. You know, you better be in accordance with this word with your husband. You better not be up there, oh, well, you ain't like Michael Israel. You better not be tearing him down. You better be encouraging that man. See, these churches don't do that. You know, they have you, he'll tell you to go home and smack your husband in the head with a Bible and tell him to get his mind right and don't do nothing he say and make that plate of pork chops for your pastor. Appreciate your pastor. You know, if you want to appreciate Michael Israel, fix your husband a good dinner and show him some respect. Cause I don't want, the only thing Spiritual Combat want from you is get your mind right. And if you just can't resist the urge and you got to do something, look, I put the little thing up there for people who just have to give, they want to give. Hey, that's cool, but that's not what I need. You know what I'm saying? I need folks to get their minds right. You know what I'm saying? We got to get our minds right, man. And that's so heavy. I just want to really go in on that with Sister Deborah posted there because it's real. Like, that's the real, I'm telling you, it's, you gotta, if you're a woman and you're single, you gotta look at this stuff, man. You gotta get past the emotionalism and put your logical mind on because you're getting manipulated. And these prideful women are prime candidates for it. Oh, nobody manipulating me. And you're just being led by your emotions and you're out there uncovered. You don't got a husband to help you rationalize this stuff. You're in a dangerous spot. If you a soft, effeminate man, you're in a dangerous spot. You're a prime candidate for these wizards to take advantage of you. Because they're going to preach stuff, you know, they ain't going to turn you into a warrior like you need to be. Yoshiyahu, who had a heavy lesson, I caught part of it. He was showing where this word, it said, and be strong. And I forget the verse. I'm going to go back and listen to the lesson and get that verse that he put out. But he was showing how that word strong that they translated, it meant be a warrior. It really meant be a warrior. There's a big difference in being strong and being a warrior. Okay? There's a lot of stuff out there, man. There's a lot of manipulation. All right, I see y'all. Let's see what y'all said over here on YouTube. So, Brother Yazfit, he put, I had the same debate with my mother yesterday. They refused to detach. Yeah. Man, once they dig them emotional hooks in the people, and let's be 100 with what we saying here. Once they dig them spiritual hooks in someone's spirit, it's only thing, a lot of times, you tell them once, you tell them twice, and you just got to hand them over and pray for them. Because it's spiritual combat. It's spiritual warfare. That's what this thing's about, man. It says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against rulers. Again, it's a spiritual war. That NLP, this stuff I'm saying, yeah, they call it psychology and neurolinguistic programming, is spiritual combat on the highest level. Don't get it twisted with these terms. They're fighting you on a spiritual level. You're walking around feeling guilty. They're able to put their finger on different emotions in you and manipulate you. And that's why the Most High Yah says, if you got pride, you would never admit to that, and you'll let somebody continue to manipulate you. And that's what happens with a lot of these old church women. All right? It says they are addicted to the Christian acting doctrine. They are. And Christian doctrine, I wouldn't even say the Christian doctrine, the Christian model, what would you call it? The Christian way of doing church is witchcraft. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all here. They're doing witchcraft to you. Bishop Eddie Long was practicing wizardry and witchcraft on y'all, man. Emotional manipulation is witchcraft. The 48 Laws of Power, the Art of Seduction, those Robert Greene books that they use in these churches and in these ministries is witchcraft. The Bible's warning you about it. Just because they put a different name on it, anytime you're manipulating a person's emotions and you're not appealing to their logic, you're practicing witchcraft. A lot of y'all are under spells. I'm trying to wake you up and shake you because it's that time right now. I'm trying to tell you. And it's all over the place right now. People have had spells cast on them. They feel obliged, or I don't have the word for it, but they feel obligated, or like they have to be up under some person. They're using witchcraft on you. And spiritual combat, I don't need y'all up under me. I don't need nobody up under me. I need y'all to wake the heck up and wake other people up. That's why I ain't trying to grow nothing, to build nothing. It's all through the book, man, that they warning you, hey, the witchcraft is widespread, especially in this day and age. It's the Christian doctrine is witchcraft. The Christian way of doing church, the Roman Catholic way of doing church, let's put it that way, is witchcraft, y'all. Debate me on it. Look, and if y'all do not agree with me on it, you should contact me, and I'm not going to be mad, because I understand why you would not agree with what I'm saying. We can talk it out. But it's real, man. I've been there. I've been manipulated. I've had guilt put on me after being under something. I've dealt with high-level wizards. I've dealt with people who were using NLP where they were literally sitting there talking to me, and I could feel emotions being manipulated in me as they talk. Y'all think it's a game, man. I keep it 100 with you at all times. It's so widespread out here. That's why I've just been doing messages on it for the past couple days. It blew my mind watching Nathaniel do it. Like Nathaniel and that Bishop Kanan are master wizards of the IUIC. Master wizards of controlling people. Master. And I know inside stuff about what they got going on there, and how entrenched people are in that thing, and it's scary. And that's people's judgment. Because if you don't want to come out of that, that's going to be your judgment on you. Like, that's going to be your curse. The curse is not doing what the word says. That is the result you get. I'm trying to warn y'all, man. Let's see. All right, let me read some of y'all. I see y'all put a lot of stuff here. It says, they are addicted to the Christian acting doctrine. My mother and my daughter, mother is like that, and that is why I did not work with my daughter's mother. They would rather us be passive. Yeah. And we are called to warn the people. And let me tell you, Y'all think I'm playing. You're just going to have to see it in the future. Look, this is my pure agenda to a T. Not playing around. I want as many of y'all to hear this message, and then I want y'all to take what I'm saying, verify it to be true in the word, and then I want y'all to go and spread it. I don't want y'all sitting up under me watching spiritual combat videos for the rest of your daggone life. Learn this stuff and go out and tell other people and get the word out and build stuff, engines, and build biblical structures according to the word to get this word out further, to wake people up. Because the Most High getting ready to deal with these people who's sitting up under false prophets and liars and wizards. He getting ready to deal with them, man. You know? He getting ready to deal with them. And like I said, I'm going to keep, I ain't going to shut up. Wow, that's good. The board put, hey, Tony Poe, oh, you said the whole chapter. Okay. So Tony Poe said, so I'm going to just give y'all this as homework. Tony Poe said, read the whole chapter of Jeremiah 23. He said, read that whole chapter. So that's y'all's homework. It's going to be my homework too. I'm going to check it out. So it says, true gifts of the Spirit to edify the body of believers. Let me tell y'all something, man. I'm glad you put that in there. And this is just one of the things you could look to. I'm not saying this is the end all be all, but you'll know if somebody, one of the ways you'll know if somebody's keeping it 100 with the word or not, is you'll feel encouraged after the message. You ain't going to be like, oh, woe is me, and confused and weird emotions. You're going to feel the emotion of encouragement when people are done with their message and the can-do feeling like, all right, good, You're not going to feel, oh, man, I'm a wicked sinner. I'm going to hell. I don't know how to get this thing right. You ain't going to feel that way. You're not going to feel that way. You're going to feel encouraged. Okay? Let's see what else we got. Watchers King, he put, that's why you must be strong in your walk, hands down. And let's get all the meat off the bone on that, Watchers. Watchers King, what does it mean to be strong in your walk? Okay? It means what it means is not being afraid to look in the Word. It means not being afraid to look in the Word and question any emotion you have. Not being afraid to go through anything. You know what I'm saying? Not being afraid to question yourself and look at yourself as wicked. Not being afraid to question these silly wizards and warlocks that are out here manipulating you. Question them. Question Michael Israel, according to the Bible. Question everything he's saying and come check him if you think it's off. And he ain't going to be aggressive with you. He going to talk it out with you. Question everything, though. That's, man, question everything. Your soul, your eternity depends on it. But no, you got people out here who just give in to their emotion and let their emotions be the, you know what I'm saying? And in the end, what ends up happening and what blows everybody's mind is, what you find is what evil is, according to the Bible, is literally the perfect exact opposite of what evil is according to these false prophets. Okay? According to what evil is to a lot of these people is not being up under them. That's evil. Look, you heard Nathaniel. What he said. Or what did one guy say? He was like, don't think, just do what we tell you. And that's how you're going to make rank here. Or, oh, they were telling Judah Mack, oh, Judah Mack is not in the truth no more. It's like Judah Mack breaking down Bible scriptures to me and everything. 100, keeping it 100, and humble. You telling me he ain't in the truth? It's like that is the manipulation, man. The witchcraft is all over. Let's see what y'all got here. It says that is why the evil spirits of sexual perversion got him. And oh man, don't even let me get. That's another way of knowing what's going on. You go up in somewhere, you see the sexual sin. They don't ever want to preach on that. Okay, because they know that that's gonna, like, when you, like me, I was wrestling with pornography addiction and all that. And one of the things that gave me like a King David warfare, ready to die spirit was when I overcame that, because that was one of the most humiliating sins to be wrestling with, you know, is porn addiction and lust, like unbridled crazy lust though. It's not a sin to know that, hey, these women is fine. I know that. But what they got to do is shame you. They got to keep you shamed of the sins you're wrestling with subliminally, and it keeps them up under you. Okay? So when I got delivered from that, fire was lit, a spirit of boldness. I knew the Most High Yah was real. And then I began to see all that crap that Satan was doing through these churches, through these wizards that they call pastors, that was keeping me bound. Where they were cleverly navigating around those things that had me bound. Okay? But it's just, man, like I said, that's why I spiritual combat, the spiritual combat camp, we done set up base camp on this topic for the foreseeable future, because there's so, I could go into it so much. All right, hold on, let's see what y'all saying. All right, Sister Cynthia said, I have a question. It has really been bothering tithes, offering. I know lights, water, broadcast. They say have to be paid. So they say tithes, offering. How do you handle this? So I do give my tithes 10%. Okay. 10% and more. Look, okay, let me go. Let me just, I'm gonna break this down real simple. It's 10% of tithes is 10% of what you have. It could be 10% of your time. It could be 10% of whatever. And see, because that's a huge manipulation. It's a huge hustle. I don't need nothing from y'all. I've had people contact me and they feel led to give. And what I tell people, look, if you feel led to give to spiritual combat, and you struggling with your bills, I don't need it. Don't give it. And I don't need y'all giving money. I need y'all sharing the videos and learning this and going out teaching it. It's like, and then the other thing is, because these silly Christians, they call themselves Christians, so they following Christ. Look, read the book of Acts. They put all their money together. And then that was an apostolic church. That's the closest thing we got to what we're doing now. They put all their money together and they distributed it out equally as needed. So if you were more broke, you got more money. If you was less broke, you got less money. The Levitical priesthood needed money because they didn't have land and all that. Okay, but today, no, it ain't, that's why I don't need nobody's money. I get people contact me say, but I want to give. I'm like, well, you got all your bills paid? It's like this, that, and the other. You know, is everything good? You know, all right, hit me off. You know, whatever. But I don't. That's all manipulation when they feeling, because what? They building they structure. They got to build their little structure up. So they need your daggone money. And you got people like Creflo Dollar. He raised $60 million to buy a new plane so he could fly over your broke butt at the bus stop. You ain't even got shoes. You wearing sandals at the bus stop, and you watching him fly over you in the plane you bought. You see what I'm saying? All that's a hustle. You know? And they ain't doing nothing. Look, I got spiritual combat here. I'm getting this truth out. The Most High Yah blesses me to where I can. If I need to go somewhere, I could go somewhere. And I don't need y'all's money for that. Okay? A couple sisters and there's a couple brothers who really felt led to bless me with a little bit of money. Hey, that's cool. I appreciate that. But spiritual combat is not, I don't want to take from y'all nothing. We need help. Like, our people struggling. And if you giving them money, are they equally distributing it all? Or is the pastor buying Bentleys and stuff with it? Where is that in the book? Was Christ, I said it before, was Christ driving around with a horse, a horse with his hair dyed gold, and like a chariot with gold rims on it, and he rolling up into Jerusalem like, shot a bomb, y'all. You know what I'm saying? No. Read Acts, and they showed you what they did with the money. They put all their money together, and then the poor people got more money, and the richer people got less. It's all simple. But like I said, sis, follow that money, and I'm telling you, they getting after that paper, man. They just getting that. It's simple. But that's why our sisters need a covering. You need a man over you. Because men, a dude be like, why are you giving that clown that money like that? You know? Like, you can't see this dude just running a hustle? No. Our women can't see that because they feel through stuff more than they rationalize stuff. And that's how the Most High Yah designed our women to be, because they have to be sensitive to the needs of their family. See, we're out of order. But that's why these pastors ain't going to teach you how to get your family right, because they got to keep shaking you down. No, you don't need to give them no daggone money. And you don't need to give spiritual combat no money or nothing like that. That's how you know, man. Spiritual combat, like, I earnestly want y'all to get y'all's minds right. Earnestly. Because it hurts me seeing our people get manipulated. I get, you know, the people who talk to me on the back end know how mad I get. I don't show it, you know, and I don't get rage, you know, but I get mad. It pisses. I don't like seeing the sheep get killed, and that's real. That's the most I put that in me. So no, if you give, and when you find a real ministry or a real group, you know, fellowship group, because like I did that teaching on a while back on giving, the difference between the needy and the beggar. Okay, it's a sin to give the beggars. To make it real simple, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna show you what it looks like according to the Bible when it comes to money. You have a group that you fellowship with. You know all these people. Okay, y'all fellowship. Y'all all know each other. Okay? Y'all do Bible studies together. You have somebody who might have a little more experience who leads you. Why? Because he's already been through it. So he could direct y'all on how to deal with certain things. He's not the dictator. He's not going to get up there and kneel before me and all that stuff. He just, because he's done it, he's going to show y'all. There's a brother that y'all know because he's in your group and you know him. You know he's working hard, he's trying, but he needs a little help. Y'all put some money together and hook the brother up. Or you do something and you get the brother a car or whatever. That's what it looks like. We got to stop getting deceived with this church crap, with this stuff that they've gotten from Catholicism. It's all Catholicism, where you got this man up over you and you give him all your money and make him richer and you get poor. That's not book. You're sinning if you're doing that. You're literally going against it. Question what I just said. Go read the whole book of Acts. Question what I said. What were they given to the Levitical priesthood? Okay? And folks ain't gonna like that, man. Because a lot of these dudes is after that paper. These dudes is getting after that paper, man. All this witchcraft is so they could get that paper off you. That's facts. All right? Man, y'all putting a lot of stuff. I'm trying to keep up with y'all's question. All right, and I see somebody putting some scripts up there. Let me see this Leviticus one. That might be, somebody put Leviticus 17. I'm going to have to look it up, though, so just bear with me. Let me get a drink of some of my drink here, too. So this is Leviticus 17. So somebody breaking it down here. So it says Leviticus 27:30. It says, and all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's. It is holy unto the Lord. And if a man will at all redeem all of his tithes, he shall add thereof to fifth part thereof. And concerning the tithe of the herd. So again, thanks. So what it's showing you is it's not money, it's what you have. You know what I'm saying? And it's not throwing it to some person you really don't know. It's, like I said, read Acts, because that was the post or the apostolic church. That was what Christ set up after he left. Okay? And read what was done there. And because if this was a tithe to the Lord, who would give that tithe to the Lord? The priest, the Levitical priesthood. And they get crazy when you start coming on that paper, though. I've seen some crazy doctrines where they twist that junk all up and down because hey, they got to pay for all that stuff they done bought. All right. A covering for this is what I would say, sister. You said a covering for unmarried elderly women. This what I would say is study the word and find somebody teaching this word, teaching the word in spirit and in truth, and make sure what they teaching lines up with the word. Like I said, I think spiritual combat's, that's how I come down the middle, I don't like deceiving people. So yeah, that's what I would say to you, sis. But I'm not saying you have to be up under me. There's other people out there teaching this thing in spirit and truth. If I'm not what fits you. But yeah, you got to find a group or a spiritual teacher, there's people all over online, and get that, in order. And let me say this, because going back to that offering thing, I'm not saying don't give folks money and don't support certain ministries, but because like Rebirth of a Nation, Hebrew Nation Builders, Josh and Morris, you see what they doing with the money. They making documentaries, they putting on events, they're doing feast days and all that. I went to Sukkot, so give them the money. I give them the money. Ak Yosef up there in Cincinnati, he had the men's gathering. At the end of the men's gathering, now I didn't have cash on me though, but at the end of the men's gathering, they asked for money because what? They put that whole event together. The women cooked food. Give them money. They need the money. But when you see these dudes, they ain't, and the thing over everything, Yosef up there and Hebrew Nation, but they bringing out truth. You see the work that they putting in. Okay? But when you got these pastors, it's like any dude could sit back and see, yo, this dude just blowing the money for himself. And he ain't teaching truth. Because I don't even mind giving a pastor money if he bringing out truth. But these dudes is manipulating you. You're still laden with sin. And they still blowing your money on crap. You see what I'm saying? So you got to use discernment. It's like, and they could call it whatever they want. But yeah, if somebody coming down the middle and bringing that truth out heavy, yeah, I'm going to try to help them. I'm going to try to give my time to them. People will tell you, like, rebirth, man, I will give my time to them. I'll help them out any way they need help. Whatever I could do, because I'm going to help this thing go forward. Same thing, Yosef up there, I'm going to help them out with anything they need. I'm going to support it. Why? Because they bringing truth out. They growing this nation. See, the thing ain't complicated. It's not complicated. The reason it seems complicated is because these people are manipulators. And that's what adds a complication to it. But like I said earlier, spiritual combat, you looking through 20 different pairs of cloudy glasses. I'm trying to take them glasses off so you can see it for what it is. There's a lot of layers of deception on this thing. And let's see. But yeah, sis, so yeah, if you're unmarried, what you need to do is get a good biblical understanding of the word and begin to find somebody teaching the word or a group that's teaching this word in spirit and in truth, and make sure it lines up with the word and get with that group. But if you up under one of these wizards and the stuff ain't lining up with the word, like I said, because that's why I put this video out, is for sisters like you. And it's not how to see sound doctrine versus feel-good doctrine. That's why I put this out, so you won't get manipulated. You see what I'm saying? All right, y'all posting a lot of stuff. Let me try to keep up. It says, Watch King put, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And how do you work it out? Make sure what you're being taught lines up with the word. And that's what I'm saying. That's why this thing is so powerful, because this is what they do. They tell you something, it doesn't line up with the word, but it's messing with your emotions and how you feel inside. And then you look at the word and it says something different. And you're like, wait, it says this, but I'm feeling this. And they said that. And see, that's where the witchcraft comes in. And you got to go with the word, even against your emotions. Man, Watchers King, I'm glad you put that in there. You see what I'm saying? That is where the manipulation is at. Like, that is it. That literally boiled down to what it is they manipulate you through your emotions, and logically what they're saying, well, it don't line up. That's why the sister said, well, he asked me to give 10% and this, that, and he put the guilt trip on there, and they do all types of other stuff to manipulate you. They play the good music, get you in the right spirit before, they play that good music, get you all hyped up. All right, plates coming around, and they want, you see what I'm saying? It's all a hustle. It's all witchcraft. And they ain't told you nothing. Get you all hyped up in there. So yeah. So literally what happens, you read the word. If it don't line up to with what you're feeling, or with what they're saying, all that, you need to focus in on that. And you really need to focus in on it. That's where you need to focus at. You need to focus there and get that thing sorted out. Because that is it. Like, if I could say it, that's the it moment. That's the core thing. That's where they're getting you at. And shall a man rob God? You know, no, a man shouldn't rob God. That's why you need to stop manipulating people and stealing God's money from his people. You see what I'm saying? But that is where the manipulation happens. That's why I tell y'all question everything. Because that's right where the manipulation happens at, is right there. Okay? It happens right there where they're sitting there telling you, coming up with all these weird doctrines and don't line up with the word. The one thing that crushes all that, and they could call it tithes, offerings, this, that, the other. What's he doing with the money? Is he equally, it says what they did with it. They distributed equally among all the people. What did Christ tell that rich man? Well, give all you have to all these people. He couldn't do it because that was his God. It's basic. What the book is basic and simple. What's complicated and difficult is the emotional manipulation that these wizards do to you and have y'all spiritually jacked up inside. That's hard. That's difficult. That's the confusion. The Most High Yah is not the author of confusion. And again, we got to cover our women, man, because they are vulnerable to this. Because a woman is more emotional than a man. Y'all can debate and argue with me all you want, but go up in one of these churches and you're going to see majority women in there. You know? A dude going to be like, a real dude who ain't emotional or feminized is going to be like, all right, this nigga want $100 offering plus a gift past appreciation offer. I don't know what all these offerings they call are. Like, wait, my nigga, my electric bill is $100. I got $100. I'm not putting it in there. Like, Most High gonna understand that somehow. But a dude know in his logic mind that he ain't putting his $100 in the plate when he got keep his lights on. But a woman properly manipulated and seduced, the art of seduction, the 48 laws of power, a woman properly divined upon by a wizard will put her daggone electrical bill money in the thing and give it to this clown that pulled up in a Bentley that got plenty of money to pay his. You see what I'm saying? It says leading captive silly woman. Okay? Leading captive silly woman. You know that verse I'm talking about. Christianity's favorite scripture, Malachi 3:8. All right, let me pull that up. Let me see if I can pull that up. But you see what I'm saying? We pulling the and you'll see your religious leaders gonna be like, hey, don't watch that Michael Israel. He off. Tell him to give me a call, man. Tell your religious leader to give me a call. We can chop it up. I won't yell at him. I'll keep it very respectful. But he ain't gonna like me. You know? He ain't gonna like me. All right? Because them dudes they're gonna look at the bottom line. They're gonna be like, ooh. Like, we're gonna call a pastor meeting. Hey, you see this number here on our ballot? It ain't lining up. Why'd it drop off? Oh, it's that Michael Israel. He waking them folks up, man. He breaking them spells. He breaking them spells. Y'all gonna break these spells, man. I'm setting y'all up to break these spells. Let me see what he's talking about. He put this Malachi. Let's see what we got. It says, oh wait. No, wait. It didn't turn. Hold on. 3. All right. Bam. 8 and 11. All right, there we go. All right, it says, there it is. Oh, he brought the scripture. Will a man rob God? That's how they be saying it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could probably tell me better because I won't sit in there. I sit right there in the crowd looking at them like they daggone crazy. Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. And you know who he talking to? Them. The people saying it. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. You know, you are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Now look, this is, see, they'll flip this on you. But this is at a Creflo Dollar. He stole $60 million from poor black women. And I'm telling you firsthand, I've heard firsthand reports of these mega church pastors in Atlanta. I think it was either Creflo or Eddie Long. People couldn't even keep their cars running, so they'd send a bus to their house to pick them up, bring them to church, bleed them, and they done did the math. Okay, it costs us $60 in gas to go pick these women up, to $60 gas to pick up these 20 women, okay? But each woman's gonna give $20 to $40. Man, them dudes be calculating. Let's send that bus to pick them up. I'm telling you, man, they're robbing the nation. So yeah, but that's that script, man. And they throw that scripture on you, and your emotions will be like, well, yeah, maybe, and it ain't that. Like I said, that I got to do a whole lesson on that one, because I can already feel, just when I read that scripture, the programming is still running in folks. What's it called? The spell is still on some people. I'm gonna break that spell soon. You know, spell breaker, soldier maker. That's what we doing over here at Spiritual Combat. All right, keep pushing. Tony posted passive aggressive pimps. Yeah, man. Below, believe not every spirit. Yeah, that's good, Moshe. Moshe put 1 John 4 verse 1. It says, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Look, how do you try the spirit? Make sure what they're saying lines up with the word. That's how you try them. Listen to what I'm saying, because this is even what they're saying. What's with their fruits? You will know them by their fruits. You know, make sure it lines up. What's the agenda? You got to be asking these questions. Could he possibly be trying to build his empire? You know, is he about money? Is they chasing money? You know, what could be the agenda? Throw stuff around, you know? And you'll begin to see, when you figure out what their agenda is, you'll literally be able to predict their moves. And I'm telling you, a lot of these pastors, I'm telling you, I've watched some of these folks out here. I can predict all their moves way out. I know exactly where they're going. I can tell you what their next move's gonna be, because I looked at their handbook. Most of these dudes, their handbook is 48 Laws of Power and Art of Seduction, and all them other Robert Greene books of manipulation. You know? And you could predict what they're doing. You can see where they used it, all that stuff like that. It's heavy, y'all. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Get knowledge, man. Study this book for yourself. Make sure these other interpretations people have of the book line up with what the book's really saying in context. And you're going to be shocked at what you find. And Moshe said, when you conquer this deception and stuff, you feel so powerful. Yeah. Johanna, she put, these camps teach feel-good doctrine, the opposite of character building. Sister Johanna, Sister Yana Israel, you're right. I mean, we've seen it firsthand with GOCC and right now, you know, IUIC. They said their the camp that they have over in Austin, Texas, they said because of all this lies coming out and all the deception they see coming out, the whole leadership left, got out the IUIC, quit and left because they saw how wicked it was. So that whole Austin camp, all the leadership left it. Yep. And they've told me, you know, firsthand, like there's a mass exodus in the IUIC right now. And they doing damage control. Because they just, hundreds of people are leaving there. They're leaving in like groups of 10s and 11s and stuff like that, just coming out all over the place. Because of the deception. But like I said, it's in religion, period. Anybody, folks teaching this book, a lot of them are out there manipulating. All right. So, yeah, that feel good, you know, give me your money doctrine is all through, it's heavy in Christianity. And all it is Catholicism renamed. That's all it is. IUIC, Catholicism renamed. You know, it's all in the Hebrew Israelite community. Is Christianity is just another form of Catholicism. It's all over the place. Yeah, there's a lot of hustles going on. Let's see. Yep, Apostolic Church gathered the offering to. So Deborah said, yeah, the Apostolic Church. And when I say apostolic, I mean the church that they had, the structure they had after Christ left that he had set up. They put all the money together. Somebody could post, yeah, the 48 laws of power. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, the Apostolic Church, what they did is put all the offerings together and equally distribute it as each person needed. Okay? When you look at the tithes stuff, look at what it's under. It's under the Levitical priesthood. Okay? Not the priesthood of Melchizedek. But you have to read all that. That's why I say, it says, shall a man rob God? Read that whole chapter and read the chapter before it. Or read the whole book of Malachi and read that scripture. And then you'll see it. Okay? I said, don't somebody throw these scriptures out, even me. Read the whole chapter. And if you still don't get the meaning, read the whole book. And if you still don't get the meaning, begin picking words apart with concordance. But most of the time, when you read a verse up or a verse down, majority of the time, it gives you the meaning. You get the context, contextual understanding of it. Most High is not the author of confusion. Okay? Okay. That's because all right, so Brother Michael Israel, to ask people if they paid their bills first and take care of their family first makes you righteous. Yeah, because I'm about this nation, man. You know, again, I'm going to say it again, man. Yeah, I'm cool, but I get mad. I don't get mad. I ain't get mad in front of y'all, but I get mad because when you see people doing people wrong, and I feel like my hands are tied and I can't do nothing about it. And that pisses me off. Because I see the people struggling, man. I see the people struggling. Yeah, man. And if you struggling, man, you don't need to be giving money. This ain't Vegas. This is why people be giving. They be like, oh, if I give, I'm going to get lucky and God's going to give me something. But that's the hustle they use. And that's stupid. You know, it tells you to take care of yourself and your family and all that stuff, man. That's the Vegas hustle they give you of the luck. It's like folks is playing a slot machine almost. Okay, let me give them this coin. Boop, 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 ding, 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 ding. And all this money. That's the mindset that these silly clown idiot preachers done installed in our people and made them dumber than a box of rocks. Oh, if you give me some money, it's like they playing a slot machine. And Most High give you right over to that stupidness because you're sinning. That's a sin. Thinking, oh, if I buy him a Bentley, I'm going to get a Bentley because I helped get him one. You about dumb enough. And like I said yesterday, they call it the 10-year turnaround. Because it takes 10 years for these dummies to realize that they ain't going to get paid back. That they just gave 10 years of their money to this clown to get him a new plane. And nothing happened for them. That's not how it works. But they got this luck, wish, genie, Disney World, bubblegum doctrine that these preachers feed into them emotionally, subliminally programming them into thinking that this is how it works. When the book tells you, in plain and simple English, they put all their money together and they shared. And told the rich Creflo Dollar dude, hey, give all your money away and then come and follow us. And he couldn't do it. It's simple. Again, the brainwashing and the emotional manipulation is what makes it complicated and clouds your judgment. Okay? It ain't hard. But that's why women when your man tell you don't get that silly clown all that daggone money, listen to him. You see what I'm saying? You're broke because you're sinning. I don't know how else to put it, y'all. I just got to keep it simple and 100. It says you are giving... Exactly, and I'm giving a heart. Yeah, singing abuse. Yeah, pisses me off. Let's see what else. Okay. Yeah, see what. Yeah. And here. Thank you, sis. All right. Yeah. Tony Poe put the Catholics were selling salvation. Perfect, man. Hey, Tony, I'm bringing you on. You teaching a lesson on that, my dude. That is perfect, dude. The Catholics were selling salvation, my dude. And they're doing it today. That is the perfect example to tear this all apart. All right? Look, the Catholics were selling salvation. Tithes were for the Levites because they had no inheritance. They didn't have land and stuff like that. They had no inheritance to the land, and it was food, grain, livestock. The only time money was mentioned was when your 10% increase was too much to carry into Jerusalem. You see? Sound doctrine, man. Where he puts his holy name. Then you were to sell it, bind the money in your hand, and take it there and buy anything your heart lusted for and share it with the Levites. The motherless and the fatherless and the poor, not so. Your pimping pastors can pay their Lexus SUV payment. You see what I'm saying? And he said again, read Jeremiah 23. He said, read the whole chapter. And that's my Tony Poe. And I'm glad he just brought it all the way up. So you said shout out to Moore, a.k.a. Yosef of Yah's house. Yep, shout outs. Shout out to Yah. Yes, that hit my spirit. That's the thing. Support. Okay, got it. All right. Let's see. This is good. So Well, I'm glad you tuned in, sis. Yeah, Zadok, I read that, man. We read that earlier. That Malachi 3 and 8. That's they hustle. Yeah, that's they hustle script. You know, you ain't gonna get blessed if you don't bless us, and they say all that. You know, no. Listen to this. You're not gonna. You know what a blessing is? The result you get when you do what the Most High tells you. How you do what the Most High tells you? You do what this book says. If you hear something or think something or something pops in your mind, if it don't line up with the book, don't do it. If you hear something or think something and it pops up in your mind and it don't line up with the book and you do it, you're going to get a curse. It's just the result of disobedience is what a curse is. That's why I'm saying it's not complicated. They got to make it complicated to get that money out your pocket so they can get after that paper. Van Frank says, guys are always saying women can't teach the word because they will constantly mislead other black slave men into bad fruit of knowledge. A great example of her wickedness is telling weak ass Adam. Well, this is the thing. Let me real fast on the, because I can't read all that you posted in there. You posted a lot. Look, women can teach, okay? Women can be judges. Women can prophesy, which just means, again, bringing the word out. You know, saying what's in the book. Nobody ever said they can't do that. But what they try to do with the manipulation and the hustle is they have women usurping authority over men. They put women in leadership roles, which the Bible says you can't do over men. Especially in a spiritual, in a biblical setup. Because what? Why? Because they're more susceptible to manipulation. A woman can't lead a church. Why? Because just think about it in a basic way. They once a month they have their period and all that. They could get hormonal. It's like it just don't, like, I could go through so many ways that just don't work. But yeah, they can teach. They have to. They can speak. They can do everything. But what happens is they try to, I'm a prophetess, but she's really the head of a church. Because you see the role she's actually walking in. You will know them by their fruits. So you watch how they function. And that's where the manipulation comes in it. You see what I'm saying? So that's, yeah, man. But, Tony Pope, Rob, yeah, I mean, the most, so Tony Pope breaking down this scripture here, it said the Most High told them to bring their best of their increase, but they were bringing their rotten fruits. So there you go, okay? You know. John said IUIC won't exist in 10 years. It'd be IUI. Yeah, they had some more. Excuse me. They had some more letters to it. Yeah, he wrote a book. I think he wrote he wrote a but Sun Tzu, The Art of War, Robert Greene, The Art of Seduction, and all them, they use all those books. But the thing is, all them books, like I keep saying, Proverbs and the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus and Apocrypha completely demolish. Like, they don't come nowhere near the power of Proverbs and the book of Ecclesiasticus. Like, those books are just garbage. Why would you even read those, waste your time reading those books when you got the book of Proverbs and Ecclesiasticus or Sirach and the Apocrypha? Like, those two books right there, reveal all this stuff, this manipulation to you in plain. And you've seen how we've been simply picking apart all the hustles these churches use. And the reason why these people are laden with sin, they're struggling with lust and sin and all that, is because they're sinning. If you're following people who doing this stuff, you're sinning. You're giving them money. It profits of Baal. Like, these people are wicked. And we're showing it to you very simply and non-emotionally. Just very logically and backing it up with what they're doing. And you're sinning. So you're going to reap the benefits of sin, which is curses. You're not going to be blessed. You're just going to wrestle and die and destroy yourselves. Because you're following people who the Most High told you not to follow. All through the book. You're doing things that he told you not to do. So we got to get this right, you know. I have to go to work for, you just said, yeah, Vegas hustle. All right, shalom, beat brothers. Good to see you in there, man. I'll see you later. I've been duped for many years. I've been duped for many years, giving what I don't have, and blessings did come. Okay, you said I've been dipped for many years, giving what I don't have, and blessings did come my way. Oh, you said blessings did come your way. Okay. They have wishy-washy, the Most High Yahuwah word. Okay. So, Bedadiah, you said blessings did come your way? Let me know. Let me know. Shalom, Sister Veronica. Good to see you in there. But yeah, y'all. So anyway, with that said, I hope this was informative. Hope y'all got a lot out of it. I'm just trying to... Oh, she said blessings did not come her way. And yeah, it's book. Yeah, you know. I'm telling you, what you find out when you really read this word after you pull back all the deception, what you find out, yeah, Zadok says, some people long for power. The false sense of power blinds men. Yep. And that's the Most High Yah giving them over to their heart's desire. He sends them a strong delusion. He gives them over to a reprobate mind. Because they done went after something so off, and he just gives them over to it to where they can't see the truth, no matter what. So, but anyway, I hope this was informative, man. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Definitely help me out by sharing this video. Share it, get the word out, send it to people so they can be warned, man. But I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Like I said, we're going to keep coming out with this because it's widespread. I'm glad it was eye-opening. And anyway, with that said, man, I'm going to take it out with the Spiritual Combat song. I'm going to take it out with the instrumental one, though. Let's see. So, yeah. But shalom. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Enjoy the Spiritual Combat song on the outro. Shalom, y'all.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers